How's everyone doing? Simple Express here. My name's Tom. Let's get it. So, I'm not in the box truck anymore. I sold the box truck yesterday. Today is Wednesday, the 9th, the 8th. Wednesday the 8th. So basically, the reason I sold the box truck is to cut some costs. I plan on buying a semi, stepping out of this, going back into the semi world. There's a lot more money in it. Not only there's a lot more money in it, but that was my dream when I first started truck driving anyway, to be an owner operator. I like this aspect of it, the cargo van. As you can see, there's my load for the day going to Cheyenne, Wyoming. This is my cargo van. So I like the aspect of not having to run an ELD, not having to run DOT stuff, not have to be at the ports with the van. But I also was thinking about buying a Sprinter van and sticking with this concept that I have going on. But just, I don't know. I like it, but you seem like you have to work really, 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 really hard and run really, really hard. I mean, you have to be actually hustling out here to make good money doing this stuff. I mean, in the box truck, I didn't have to hustle as bad, especially over the road. I don't get me wrong, I still hustled. I mean, I pushed my 11 hours drive time a lot, but I also made a lot more money over the road, but also expenses were so freaking high. And I know in a semi, expenses are going to be high, but I plan on doing a low-cost operation. So with this vehicle, I'm financing. I plan on doing a box or the semi. I don't plan on financing the semi. I plan on paying cash for the semi. It might be an older semi, 2000 to 2010, maybe even 2000 to 2014, 15. I know I'm not going to buy a 2013. Whatever the first years are, they came out with DEF. I'm not going to buy any of those years. I know like 2015, they kind of had all the DEF systems figured out. So that's when I plan on buying. If I do get that up there in range, then that's what I plan on doing. I don't want to finance a truck. I want to pay cash due to low cost operation. And then that way my overhead's even lower. Paying on the box truck wasn't a problem. Paying the insurance really wasn't a problem. Trying to pay the bills for the business and pay the bills for the home, that was the problem. The last month that I was in the box truck over the road, I broke even. And actually I broke less than even. I broke even in the aspect that I put out almost exactly what I made. The only thing is I had to dip in savings to pay some personal bills. My business bills were taken care of, but my personal bills wasn't. And I was still being out on the road 3 to 4 weeks that month. And I also spent $6,300, $6,200 in fuel for the month in the box truck. I also spent another $2,000 to $2,500 in hotel rooms. So I just decided that I wasn't going to do over the road. And I came back to do local stuff. Now, the problem with local stuff is you're not going to get paid as much. And two, you're not going to, how do I put it? To get a contract with the companies. Like I could go into this company here where I'm picking up today and be like, hey, I got 5 trucks. In reality, I don't have 5 trucks. But what I planned on doing was, let's say, getting a contract, use my truck, and then getting 3 other contractors. Thanks, sir. You have a great day now.
You are the right guy, right? You're going to Valley Frontier?
Yes, sir.
Cheyenne, Wyoming?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. So I plan on so I went ahead and sold the box truck to cut costs, to cut my cost of operation down lower. Obviously, I'm only saving, so my truck payment, or my truck note on the box truck was like around $800, $776 to be exactly, which wasn't bad, but honestly it wasn't great either. But there is guys out there paying way more than that, like $1,800 a month, $1,000 a month, $1,200 a month. I got lucky, had to put no money, well, I had to put $500 down basically. You guys can go back to the video and see that. But that's all I had to put down, and basically that was to pay the broker fees that I went through a broker to get the deal done. So yeah, the month before that I made almost $19,000, which wasn't bad. I put out $6,500 I think it was total in fuel. I put out another $2,500 in hotel rooms, but I was out for like a month and a week, almost a month and a half. So, you know, you got to count it like that too, because it's the time that you're out working versus the time you're home. So I didn't come home for about a month and a week, a month and a half almost, but I made $19,000 for that month, you know, that 30-day period. So that being said, you know, that's not bad, but you know, you're talking about what, 65 and 25, 5 and 5 is 1,000, so that makes it 7,000. So $9,000 in bills. That ain't counting my insurance of $1,200. So that puts it at what, 10,000? Let's say 10,200. That's not counting my truck note of let's say 800 to round it up. So you figure that's 11,000. So out of 19,000 almost, let's say 19, we'll round it up to 19. I made 9,000 for the month. Well, then I had to pay my home bills of 5, so I profited 4, which wasn't bad. But the problem is, you know, you're not always going to have a great week like that, you know, a great month like that. Some months are going to be like the month that I just told you about, the first, you know, the last month. And then doing local stuff, it's not that great, so I skipped that. I apologize. But doing local stuff isn't that great, because I could go to that place where I was picking up at and be like, hey, you need drivers, and they say, yeah. How many drivers how many trucks you got? And you know, you tell them 1. Well, we need you to have a minimum of 5. So what a lot of these local guys are doing, which is pretty smart but kind of sketchy too, it's a slippery slope they're playing. So basically what they're doing is they're going out and they're saying, hey, I can do this route for you, or these routes for you, make these deliveries. I have 5 trucks, when in reality they only have 1 truck, but what they plan on doing is putting an ad on Craigslist or Indeed for the other 4 trucks. So they're planning on hiring other independent contractors with box trucks to do those routes, and they plan on taking a cut out of the independent contractors for doing that route. So basically it turns into where the contractor's probably only going to make like $200 or $300, $400 a day. And if you want to stay local, that's not great money, that's not bad money, but there's more money to be made, I should say. But yeah, so basically what I'm trying to get to is that I had to cut costs. I plan on buying a semi. I plan on possibly, I got a couple options up in the air. It's either buying a semi or buying a pickup truck, you know, like a dually, and doing hot shot. One or the other is going to happen. I think personally, since I have a Class A license, that becoming an owner operator is probably going to be my best investment for myself and my business. I am making this decision based off of my experience and what I've been out here doing for the last 4 years. And one of the biggest things that I've come to find out is, you know, it's all about your overhead, and it's all about your, what your expenses are, which is your overhead, and your home bills. Not a lot of people talk about your home bills, and that has to be included. If you have low home bills, then you know you're good. If you're a single person, no wife, no kids, even better, because your cost of operation is going to be even ecstatically, it's going to be really, really low, basically. You know, I know from experience now, and being out here with a box truck, being out here with this, I have a couple different opportunities that I am weighing out and trying to make a decision on. One of them is, like I said, I got an opportunity to work as an independent contractor with a small company as a truck driver. I'm kind of nervous because I know people have been scammed and screwed over and messed over and, you know, stuff with. So I'm kind of debating on doing that or not. I found out that, you know, I won't have no expenses coming out. So basically that'll suck, because then I have no write-offs. But I was initially only thinking about doing it for 6 months to get my experience back up. I know it would be better to do it for a year, but the problem doing it for a year is that if I do it for a year, then that whole year is going to be screwed, meaning I have no write-offs to write, and that's not good. So that would put me in a bad spot with the IRS, meaning I would not have no write-offs, so I would end up paying more money than what I normally do anyway, and most of the time I break even due to the fact that I'm putting out more money, or have more write-offs, like buying a truck, you know, buying a van, drivers, stuff like that, fuel costs, maintenance, that kind of stuff. But with working for this gentleman, I would be putting myself in a spot where if I did a whole year with him, I would only make, I would probably owe the IRS $10,000 to $25,000, $30,000, because he's not taking taxes out, and I'm an independent contractor, and I have no write-offs. I can't claim fuel, and I can't claim mileage. because it's his vehicle and he's paying the fuel. Now he seems like a pretty reasonable guy, seems pretty upfront, so I'm willing to take the chance and doing it for 6 months, and maybe seeing if after the 6 months if he's willing to, allow me to purchase the fuel and pay the fuel bill and maybe give me more money, towards, justifying me doing that for him. But I don't think so. I don't think he's going to do that because he wants to be, in control of what goes in his truck, which I understand. I wouldn't want somebody to put junk fuel or anything else in my truck. So, that being said, it's pretty cool. I basically, the way he explained it to me is I would be driving his truck, dispatch, and I run the truck just like it's my truck. He doesn't force me to take any loads. The dispatch doesn't force me to take any loads. I tell him what I want to do and how I want to do it, basically. Like if I want to go out, I want to go out and run a month straight without coming home and doing my resets out on the road. He said I'm allowed to do that, no problem. He said if I wanted to get a load, and come back, get a load out to PA or whatever, come back and back to Denver right away, he's cool with that. It's all about what I want to do. The money that I make is on me. And I like that aspect because I can make as much money as I want to make as long as I'm willing to put in the work. But then I have another option. And this is just from a personal experience or my personal feelings and ideas. I've been really intrigued about hot shotting, meaning a dolly pickup and a 40-foot flatbed gooseneck trailer. So I've been really intrigued in doing that. I originally was flip-flop if I wanted to do that or a box truck. I went with the box truck, and obviously I sold the box truck yesterday. So I am thinking, I got this company that I'm currently leased to or currently doing work for right now that I was doing work for before, and they offered me a driving position with them doing flatbedding, hot shotting. Now I know that I would be a W-2 employee again, which I'm not too keen on, to be 100% honest with you. But I also know that I could get experience doing that under somebody else's dime, somebody else's equipment. And the terms basically are pay-wise is 50 cents a mile loaded and $0.29, I believe he said, 29 or 30 cents unloaded miles are paid. So and there's medical, dental, vision, 401k, so that's that. That's what I'm thinking about doing. I'm up on the fence about it because then I have to go back to be a W-2 employee. The plus side to both of these, in my opinion, if I did this trucking job for 6 months and I have no expenses coming out other than my home bills, then I think that would allow me to put enough money back in savings to where I could pay cash for a truck next year. which would give me a write-off right away for next year. If I could do that, then I might stay the full year with the guy because I already have a significant write-off. And then the next 6 months, I would take that time to save up more money to buy me a trailer and go that route. And then after that, I would go on my own way and do my own thing from that point on. The other option is the one where I'm a company guy, W-2 employee. They also are possibly considering putting me in one of their trucks, leasing it to me, which I know is cringing everybody. But they would lease it to me, the truck and trailer, and I would drive. Now they're getting brand new trucks. They're getting 2022s Ford F550s with sleepers on them. Not the back where the seat is. It's actually sleepers. They're putting sleepers on the back of these trucks. They're custom made or designed. And then they're also buying brand new trailers, 40-foot goosenecks with air ride. And we were talking, this company has been doing a lot, and I do mean a lot, of, how do I say it? Like, they've been listening to what I'm saying as an independent contractor, and ideas that I have come up with and talked to them about. They have pretty much soaked it in and been trying to implement what I've been asking, like lease purchase or lease options to where I can lease to them, drive their vehicles, their equipment. Yes, I make the payments on it for them, but again, I also will be making more money, more percentage. So I'm kind of considering that, but with the way things are going, with chips not being, available, and they're saying that I think in November they're getting the trucks, and in December or January they're getting the trailers. So they're going to be hiring more drivers anyway. They want me to be their first driver because I already have a Class A license, and they don't have to, hire somebody, train somebody for that position, and help them get a CDL as well. They can, start off with me running the truck, and they already know how I run. They already know that I don't have a problem being out 3, 4, 5 weeks at a time. So them are my two options, or three options. Two options with the company that I currently do work for, and one option to go back into a semi. I'm not 100% sure which way I want to go right now. I do know I don't want to burn a bridge with the company that I'm currently working with, and them implementing all these changes and ideas that I've helped them talk to them about, and ideas that I was helping them grow. I actually helped them land some other contracts while I've been with them, and help them learn different things from what customers really want versus what they initially set up, and it's making them more money. So I just, like I said, I don't want to burn that bridge or make them feel like they did all this and then I take off and go a different direction. But they know I was talking about buying a semi already, and then leasing lease it onto them with a semi. But I purchased the semi, and then I lease my truck to them and operate under their authority. And that's more me being tied down to them and the work they get. But it also opens up a lot more doors with a semi and a lot more money, because that company pays a lot of money. They get really good money for the loads they get. So I can only imagine if they got semi loads, what kind of money they would actually be getting for the semi loads. Especially with the market being the way it is right now, I would not be shocked if they end up turning a normal $3 a mile job into a $6 or $7 or $10 a mile job. You know, that I would be getting. Would not shock me at all. They're a global, worldwide company, so it wouldn't shock me. So I'm kind of on the fence about it. Maybe you guys can, my subscribers can reach out to me and tell me what they think or their opinions. Like I said, right now I'm just on the fence about it. I've already went and took a drug test for the CDL job. I also already went and checked out the truck. The equipment is a 2020 Volvo 870. Beautiful rig, like no one's ever drove it inside and out. The trailer is brand new, it looks like. I mean, I didn't see any flaws in any of the equipment. It started right up, drove, or can't say drove, I didn't drive it. It started right up. Yeah, so that's what I'm working towards. I'm not 100% sure what to do right now. You know, my wife have discussed it. She told me her opinion. But I'm looking for you guys' opinion too. Tell me what you guys are thinking. And we'll go from there. Appreciate you. I'm going to take this load. I got to deliver this load up in Cheyenne. So, my name's Tom. Simple. Out.